Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Holy Happy Hour. I'm your host, Josh, and I'm super excited to continue this series of The Office. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe, comment, everything. You know, we're giving away a free shirt every single episode. There's me 3, maybe 4, if you stay to the end, opportunities to be entered in to win a free Holy Happy Hour shirt. So I'm super excited to be able to do that with every episode. And I wouldn't be able to without our sponsors, Sacrilegious. And I'm super grateful for them taking care of everything from designing to shipping to, helping out with the designs. Everything. It's been amazing to work for them. And check out their stuff as well. If you guys haven't seen Sacrilegious's stuff, you guys can actually get 10% off using promo code HAPPY. But it's a great way to get some socks that have saints on them, great polo shirts, everything that have just beautiful, subtle Catholic just material so that you can start fruitful conversations with your friends and look good while doing it. So check out Sacrilegious below. So we are going to be continuing our series on The Office. And for you guys that have been around, you know that we are still trying to figure out the whole copyright thing. So bear with us. We're going to figure it out. And then we are going to be consistent with this. But episodes every Tuesday, Thursday. The first episode was great. So go and check that out. It's got the clips in there and everything. The second one, unfortunately, is still an appeal. So we did record one that had the regular commentary. Just unfortunately, there was no clips and stuff with it. But this one will have the clips in it. So I'm super excited to be doing this. So we're going to share our screen in just a moment. But remember, we're looking at this through a Catholic lens or a Christian lens. We're looking at it to see how a fun show, comedic show, can actually show some pretty cool virtuous acts of virtuous people, but also has a whole bunch of ways that are very extreme, but maybe kind of relatable to your life. So I know I see myself in Dwight a lot, that when I get into a workplace, I can kind of be extreme and want to do the best of my ability. And sometimes maybe I take things a little too far. And maybe you're someone who's like more like Pam. Maybe you're in the workplace and you're super shy and you're maybe not willing to step out there, and you're okay. You're in your bubble and you're lukewarm and you're just okay being there. But you want to, there's part of that in you that wants to emerge out. Or maybe you're like Jim, where it's just you're slothful and lazy, but there's such a drive in you that if you can get your mindset on something, you can achieve a lot. So those are the kind of things we want to see as we are watching these episodes. So we're going to jump into this week's episode. We're going to put even more commentary in it. So hopefully NBC is okay with us doing it, but I don't know if it helps, but I don't own the rights to the show. Everybody does reaction videos to them, and we should be able to as well. So without further ado, I will share my screen and we are going to get into The Office.
Pamela, ding dong. Making copies.
I'm not making any copies.
Let's go. Messages, stat. Lots to do.
Oh, Michael.
Information superhighway.
Nothing new.
Lay them on moi. What?
There's nothing new.
Is that what you said earlier?
Oh, do you want me to repeat the messages that I gave you before for the...
The most sacred thing I do is care and provide for my work.
How many of us have ever been in that situation where you've done something or something seemed cool and you just wish that person was there to see it? I don't know. This is like vanity in a sense. And it's just something that, again, we're seeing that pride in Michael really wanting to look cool for this documentary. To him, maybe this plays on local PBS, but to him, this is a national, like the best documentary ever made in the world. And he wants people around to see it. But at the end of the day, obviously, the Christian's perspective, we should want to do these things and not want to be recognized or be okay with not being recognized. We should be super appreciative when we are recognized, but we should be completely okay with not being recognized. And that's something that Michael just can't do. He just cannot sit back and just be okay with not being recognized. He is just flat out, not narcissist, I don't think. I don't know. It's just pride, I think. It's just pride. He wants to do his job well, and he did something, and he's like, oh, man, we should have got that for the camera. This would be great for the documentary. But at the same time, pride kind of kicks in a little bit there, too.
My family. I give them money. I give them food. Not directly, but through the money. I heal them. Today, I am in charge of picking a great new healthcare plan, right? That's what this is all about. Does that make me their doctor?
He said something that's actually pretty insightful of like, I give them money, I give them food, I give them like things. Well, I give it to him through the paycheck or like through the money. And it's such actually a good way to think. And I think that's something that we should take into consideration with anything and everything. When you guys are watching this, it'll be Sunday. This past Sunday, the gospel reading was about the steward and the one that knew he was going to be out of a job soon and was kind of in a panic. And he went out and he went to find out, what do you owe the master? Okay, right, for a fraction of what it is. And he went out there and they commended him on it of being prudent with his gifts. And at the end of the day, I think that what I got out of that is everything is a gift. And it's our time as a gift. His career, his job, working as a steward was a gift. And then serving those people and serving his whatever you want to call it, master, whatever, serving his king was also a gift. And if we could look at our own lives, that everything is a gift from God. My free Sunday I had today was a gift from God. I got to spend it with my kids and my family. We had some torrential downpour, but even that was a gift from God. And it's just making the yard look beautiful. I need to mow it, but it's making it look absolutely beautiful. My job I have is such a gift from God. There are parts that can be frustrating and parts that can be super hard to accomplish. And I get nervous and I get anxious and I get stressed, but it's such a gift from God. And the paycheck that comes with it is such a gift from God. And that's what I think when it comes to being stewards, we can really learn from that reading. And a little bit Michael Scott here, he gives them things. Now, granted, it's not him, he's just signing the checks. But when we give, when we get, we should give. And Michael is now about to pick a healthcare plan. And we might not see this scene in there, but when he gets to give, this has got to be his love language is giving gifts. Is he yeah, it'd be, yeah, giving gifts. When he gets to give, he wants to go over the top, the best for his people. He wants to steward that position he has. Well, I am the manager. I am in charge of putting together new healthcare plan. I'm going to pick the best. I want to steward my people well. Unfortunately, it's just not stewarding the company's money well. So it's kind of a 50-50 there. But let's keep it going.
Sure. Yes, in a way. Yeah, like
There's a decision that needs to be made, and I'm having an unbelievably busy day. So I am going to let you pick a healthcare plan for our office and then explain it to your coworkers.
Hey, at the end of the day, when Jan calls him to do something, he should just answer the call and do it. Like, this is like life. God will call us to things if we have a great prayer life and we open our time and our will to be called, being worthy of the call, as they say. God will call us to things, and we should be ready to answer it and do it. We shouldn't do this. Well, like maybe someone else will start that Bible study, and like someone else will reach out to that person at the gym, or like I don't know, maybe like I'm going to shove this off to other people. And so in this scene, we definitely don't want to be the Michael. We don't necessarily want to be the gym either, because if someone is kind of doing that and then they ask us if we could do it, we should also be willing to do it and reach out and everything. And then obviously it's a situation by situation basis. If someone has built this relationship with a person and wants to invite them into the church or something, they shouldn't then turn to you and say, I know you don't know this person, but will you invite this person to OCIA to become Catholic? Yeah, they shouldn't throw that on you. But if they wanted to invite you into it and you wanted to start building that relationship as well, we should be ready to answer that call. Michael is never, hardly ever, ready to answer that call, ever.
Gosh,
Yeah.
that is a great offer.
Yeesh.
Thank you. I really think I should be concentrating on sales.
Really?
Yeah.
How many times have we been invited to something in time or like busy schedules is the reason we don't do it? That is the number one thing I've seen in my very, very short time being a missionary, is that the number one thing keeping people from getting involved and the number one thing from keeping people from a prayer life or from being a missionary disciple is time. It's like, well, life is so busy. But it's like, I promise you, if you can't make time for God in your busy schedules, you won't make time for him later when your schedule does free up. And who knows when that free up's going to be? Like, is it when your kids get to high school and they're a little bit more independent? Or is it when your kids graduate and they're out of the house and they're in college or working? Or is it when you're retired and you no longer have a job? Like, there's always going to be something that's going to keep us busy. And so in this situation, if we're looking at it from this angle, then Jim's actually making the right call. It's like but I love how he says it. This is something I'm not going to do, but he always has a plan, always has a backup plan, and this person is always willing to say yes to the call.
Anytime Michael asks me to do anything, I just tell him that Dwight should do it.
Okay, first, let's go over some parameters. How many people can I fire?
None. You're picking a healthcare plan.
Okay, we'll table that for the time being. 2, I'm going to need an office. I think the conference room should be fine.
You can use the conference room as a temporary workspace.
Yes, I have an office. Bigger than his.
Nope. You cannot use it.
Okay, I take it back. It's a workspace.
Temporary workspace. You can use it.
Oh man.
Thank you.
Okay, so right away we see a completely different way to go about this. A completely different way to go about this from Dwight and Michael. So Dwight is now going like, I will do it. Like, let me at it. And we'll be skipping ahead a little bit. And so just like, let you guys know, he gets in there, he looks at everything, and he makes some great decisions that saves the company a lot of money. He takes it just a little bit too far, and it just gets crazy. He takes it way, way, way too far. And this reminds me of just like, first of all, Shark Tank. It reminds me of in Shark Tank when someone comes in and says, I have this new glass and you can't spill out of it. And they're like, that's so great. How much does it cost you to make and how much do you sell it for? It cost me 99 cents to make and I sell it for $29.99. And they're like, oh man, the margins are great. That's amazing. It's so wonderful. And they've sold millions of dollars worth of glasses. And obviously it's a fake example. This glass can't spill. But they've sold this product for millions and millions of dollars. And you just start to think to yourself, this thing costs you 99 cents to make. And you have a patent on it that literally legally tells people you cannot make this and sell it. Now, if we could figure out how to make it, I guess we can make it for ourselves. I guess. I don't know. But you cannot make this and sell it. And it just you start to see this. I have a patent. No one else can do this except me. And I have this, there's a problem. And I have the solution, and I am going to use that solution to become extremely wealthy. And I think this is one of the biggest problems in America today. Now, the Catechism, it attacks this in a lot of ways, and on human dignity and the common good. And I want to start with the Catechism. It is 1905 through 1912, and it talks about society must be ordered toward the common good, which includes respect for the person, social well-being, and peace. So application, choosing a health plan purely to save money while ignoring employees' needs violates the common good. So he is doing what he thinks is good. He is going at it completely in the wrong way. And human dignity has now taken a backseat, and common good for the people has taken a backseat to Dwight actually using this to save the company money, but doing this in order to get ahead. As we do see shortly, it's either season 2, season 3. We see him kind of use things to try to get ahead and climb the ladder.
What did I do? I did my job. I slashed benefits to the bone. I saved this company money. Was I too harsh? Maybe. I don't believe in coddling people. In the wild, there is no healthcare. In the wild, healthcare is, ow, I hurt my leg. I can't run. A lion eats me, and I'm dead.
Hey, in the wild, that's accurate. But for humans, it actually mentions this. There's this right to healthcare. And so I found this quote. It says, while not phrased exactly as health insurance, the church consistently teaches that access to basic healthcare is a fundamental human right. So the church thinks it. Yeah. Thinks that we should have healthcare. So maybe they don't quite agree with Dwight that we should just be like, you know what? Hey, survival of the fittest. Just go out there and if a lion eats your leg, and you're dead, and that's it. That's all you get. No, we all have this basic right for it. Now he's cutting expenses based on money, so it's all about money. And again, like I brought up the Shark Tank example, and then there's this and saving money, and insurance companies in general are known for like hiking up prices and stuff. And I've always been like so weirded out by the fact that it's like I pay for car insurance every single month, and I pay into like from my paycheck for health insurance, and never have I ever had to use it. and just thinking about the thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars I throw away, and I just don't get it. It's just a society we're in. The society we're in that's definitely an apostolic mission society we should all be evangelizing, has really come to like money, influence, power are like the new like status quo. Like that's what it's all about. It's all about getting ahead, getting more money, and how can you get to the top and be wealthy and be known. And St. John Chrysostom, I always have a struggle saying that, so correct me if I say it wrong. He has a quote that says, "The rich exist for the sake of the poor, and the poor for the salvation of the rich." I love this. I love this one, and you see this difference in someone who's got the rich mindset, at least. And Dwight does become very successful and very wealthy. He's got very large beet farm and everything. And then you got Michael, who's like very middle class. Even like Daryl laughs at his paycheck. But you kind of have this difference in mindsets, like this one person looking with a wealthy mindset, and when they're looking with a wealthy mindset, it is purely about themselves. It's purely about money. It's purely about getting ahead. But this reminds us that, like Michael, that resources are entrusted to them for the good of those they lead. God will provide us with resources, and it's going to be entrusted to people that will do good with them. And we need to be on the lookout for those people that do come into power, that have the ability to limit those resources. There are resources available, and I think that more people need to know about them.
I have to make a call after I finish my work. You know what? Just don't let anybody in my office under any conditions today. I'm just too busy, too swamped, I am unreachable. I am incommunicado, capiche?
Okay.
Capiche.
Thank you. Oh, God, here we go again. Gotta go. I have to take this.
Oh, this is great. I was looking up some stuff and quotes that I could use for the show and everything. And this one of my favorites is that St. Catherine of Siena says, "Be who God meant you to be, and you will set the world on fire." And we see this obviously in the office sense, but like Michael is not being who he's meant to be. He was hired for this position for a reason, to make these kind of decisions. Anytime he actually does take charge and lead, people, even if they're not happy about it, they actually respect it and go. It reminds me of when like Stanley like yells at him in the meeting, and then at the end of it, he tells everyone to get out except Stanley, and he actually cries, but he like tells him, "You can't treat me like that. I am your boss, and you can't do that." And Stanley just like, "I respect that." And he actually gains respect for him. It's like, be who you're meant to be, and you will set the office on fire. But what he's doing is hiding from his responsibilities. He's hiding from what he is called to do as the regional manager of Dunder Mifflin. And it's something that I think Catherine Siena must have been thinking about the office. Maybe she was prophesizing about the office back in the day. I don't know. Maybe not.
He literally won't come out of his office.
He's got to come out sometime to go to the bathroom.
Kevin, that's inappropriate.
Anytime Kevin is on the show, it just reminds me to be childlike. Like, he doesn't take anything seriously. He is just such a lovable, lighthearted person. He's a little not modest, whatever the opposite of that is, but he is hilarious. I think he's such a great example of, we should be childlike. Like, we shouldn't make inappropriate jokes, and I know he does that, but at the same sense, he's so lighthearted, and he really does a great job of just loving life. Like, he loves life, and he loves just being him. He's so comfortable in his body, and I think that's amazing.
Have, for all of you, a big surprise. Okay? So hang in there, and I will see you at the end of the day. All right?
I find myself doing this with my kids. I was putting my kids down for a nap the other day, and I was literally like, "Adeline, if you lay down and if you go to sleep," she's 5, by the way. She's like kind of in that limbo of like, she doesn't need a nap, but sometimes we need her to need a nap. And my wife was gone, so I was putting him down for a nap, and I was like, "If you go to sleep, I'll give you a surprise." And my surprise is going to be, I was going to let him watch Bernstein Bears for a little bit. And then after Bernstein Bears, maybe my wife would bring something sweet home from the baby shower she went to. But yeah, she went to sleep, and then she woke up and immediately wanted her present. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't have promised that. And then when I shared that with my wife, she was like, "Oh my gosh, like, she's now going to like want something out of every time we ask her to do something." She's like, "Do I get a surprise? What it like?" And I was like, "Oh man, that's a great point. I should probably not be training my kids to expect something." And all the office I almost said cast again. The office workers want is a good health plan. That things were way too good, and Jan was like, absolutely not. And then things got way too bad, and the workers were like, absolutely not. They just want some in the middle. Just keep what you had. Maybe people were okay with what they had. They're working there, so they must have been okay with it. Just keep it the same. Maybe lower it just a little bit. I don't know. Like, honestly, don't even know how healthcare works. So, but it's pretty funny that we're seeing both extremes. But that's TV for you. We're seeing both extremes, and at the end of the day, though, don't be a Michael. Don't be going out there and just because you've made someone upset, you're like, well, you know what? Like, I'll actually make it up for you. I'll do this. I'll do X, Y, and Z, because you can put yourself in a situation where it's like, it's just not needed. You don't need to do that. We should want to do something out of the charity of our own heart, but we shouldn't want to do something just so they'll like us, or want to do something just so it makes the room happier, and then peace will be there. We just talked about this in our small group recently, of like Jesus came with the sword and to bring division, and even goes and uses terminology like mothers hating their daughters and sons hating their fathers, and like this really graphic imagery. So Michael shouldn't be scared just to say, hey, sorry guys, like corporate is asking me to cut and I have to cut. It's easy as that.
Let's see what I can do.
Okay, you know what, Dwight? We can't write our diseases down for you because that's confidential.
Okay, well, I didn't say to write your name down, did I? Fill it out, leave it anonymous. Or don't write any disease down at all, and it won't be covered. Sound fair? Good. All right, I'll be in.
I don't know why I always think about confession when it's just like, go to confession. But it's like, well, what if the priest, like, he recognizes me and then he like thinks things are weird? It's like, well, then go behind the screen. I didn't say to sit in front of him. Go behind the screen. And just, oh man, so funny. I love this scene and what's coming up next. And obviously with Jim and Pam just giving him a hard time and coming up with all these crazy things. It's great. Okay, so we're about to see someone kind of stoop to the level, and at the end of the day, I think about this as, and maybe it just reminds me of it, because I don't think it quite is this, but it reminds me of the sin of scandal, which basically the sin of scandal just means you doing something to cause someone else to sin. So if Jim here is making up all these things, it's causing Dwight to get angry, it's causing him to have ill thoughts, it's causing him to act irrationally, then this would be possibly the sin of scandal. Maybe someone correct me in the comment section, but this sin of scandal would be something you would want to avoid at all costs. That's like the last thing you want to do is cause someone else to sin. I had this beautiful silent retreat at new staff training for Focus, and they were talking about basically the exact opposite of like when you struggle with a sin, if it's lust, if it's greed, if it's pride, envy, jealousy, whatever it is, whatever that sin that you struggle with, you should pray for yourself, but you should also pray for anyone else that's struggling with that. And the enemy tempts us and wants us to sin. He's very cunning and wants us to fall into sin. And if we prayed for everyone else that's struggling with this, every time he caused us to fall, or even almost caused us to fall, like say if it's lust and pornography, every time that you almost cave and you almost give in into this sin, that you prayed for anyone else struggling with lust and pornography and all this world of lust, the enemy would absolutely hate that. He would hate it so much. And what better way to just make your day than just to make the enemy mad, because he's trying to bring you down, and all you're doing is standing strong and lifting others up. It's great. But Jim kind of does the opposite and really kind of pushes Dwight's buttons a little too far.
Count Chocolitis.
Sounds tough.
Why did you write that down, Jim? Is it because you know I love Count Chocula?
Do you?
I think you need to confess the fact.
Yep.
That, what are you doing?
What?
Those are my keys.
Good luck.
Jim! Damn it! No! Jim, let me out! Jim!
Stooping to his level, Jim. Stanley's just like, I don't care. Now, I had this come up recently, as someone said, like in this group I was in, said, whatever these people are doing, and I don't remember the exact situation, but whatever these people are doing, how they're acting in society, I don't care. Just let them do whatever they do. I don't care. Like, they can believe whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. It doesn't affect me. And that was kind of the attitude Stanley had just there. He had this attitude of just like, Jim just locked Dwight in that conference room and threw the keys, and Stanley was just like, whatever. How many times do we get like that we see someone struggling or we see something going on and we're just like, you know what? I don't care. That's the exact opposite of what we should do. We should always be standing firm in our own faith, but we should also be reaching out to others and wanting to bring them in. During this time that these people thought that the term meet people where they're at or love people where they are meant to just love them where they are. Like, it's okay. It's okay where they are. It's like, it's not okay where they are, but love them where they are, meet them where they are, but don't stay there with them. Grab their hand and walk with them and help them come to Jesus and come to a greater freedom. Paul said, imitate me as I imitate Christ. He didn't say, you don't have to imitate me. You can do whatever you want because, just whatever. Like, it's like, that's kind of the attitude that was. And this guy Stanley's just like, whatever's going on. I don't care. I really don't care. And his healthcare is on the line.
Jim Halpert?
Let me out.
Who is this?
Let me out or you're fired.
No, you can't fire me.
Yes, I can. I'm manager for the day. Clean out
No,
your
you're not.
desk.
Does anybody else share like little white lies sometimes? I used to be the absolute worst at that, and I still can be sometimes of like I don't know, I just get so embarrassed, like forgetting about a meeting or showing up late to something. It's like, oh man, sorry, traffic was crazy. Like, no, it wasn't. I mean, I hit one red light. Traffic was not crazy. I feel like this is some of the devil's like most success. It's like if he can get us just telling these little white lies, and if he can just no, this isn't me saying if you tell these little white lies, you're going to hell. Like, no, like I don't have that power to say either way. But I feel like these little things start to crack the foundation, and then that's what allows bigger things to come in, and he's able to then make us angry and lash out or lie about bigger things. And it's these little ones. So it's like, if I can just kind of chip away and chip away, eventually the whole house will fall down. And so I think we need to be really careful about that. We see these little sins, these venial sins or something just like maybe even that's not quite a sin, but it's like the thought was there. Like if we can patch that in our foundation before it happens or right after these little things happen, patch that foundation and really try to get over that by telling little white lies. Like, sorry, I was late for work. Is crazy getting ready for work today. The kids were crazy. It's like the kids are always crazy. That's not why I was late. Like, if we can start patching those in our foundation, everything's going to be so much better. So Dwight there saying, I am manager for the day. It's like, no, you're not. You're absolutely not. You little white lie there, Dwight.
Hi, Dwight Schrute calling, acting manager, Scranton branch. Listen, I needed your permission to fire Jim Halpert.
Who is this?
Dwight Schrute.
See, then right there, those white lies, they then come up with the person they shouldn't come up with. Because now he's going to get a whole bunch of people in trouble because he just told a little white lie that Michael never even said when Michael's now been ousted. And he's going to get in a lot of trouble now too. I am the acting manager of the Scranton branch. Dwight, he never said that. He said, pick a healthcare plan. Pick a healthcare plan. Granted, that is the role of the regional manager, but it's not. That doesn't mean you're the regional manager. Little white lies, they're going to crack the foundation, and sometimes they can bring other people down as well. All right, Michael.
Well, what? You could be referring to anything. Okay. The healthcare plan.
Why did you put Dwight in charge of that? He did a horrible job.
Dwight? Did you raise benefits?
I most certainly did not.
Oh, come on. That's horrible. Oh. Thanks, Dwight, for a crappy plan. Oh, damn. Oh. I wish I had time to change it, but...
Oh, Michael.
Jan needs it by 5.
You knew exactly what you were doing.
What time? 5?
It's after 5.
It's awful.
Throw it all in Dwight.
So, okay. See you guys on Monday.
What about the surprise?
Oh, yes. Exactly. Thank you, Angela, for reminding me. Terrific. Before I tell everybody what the big surprise is, would you like to tell me?
I feel like we don't see this happening, and then it happens to us, and then later on we do it again and we don't see it happening. But it's like anytime we are so worried about ourselves and worrying about our image and what we look like, and we start making decisions to try to save that image, you're going to see what happens here, and they do a great job of like portraying it, is literally every single person leaves unhappy. They all leave unhappy. No one's happy. Even the temp doesn't even get health insurance. This day has nothing to do with the temp, and even he leaves unhappy, which is funny. So it's like the best thing that the enemy can do is get us to think about ourselves. And that's something I had struggled with a long time. It's like wanting to be the center of attention, wanting to be the speaker at the church event, wanting to be the on leadership team for everything. Even when people are like, man, I don't know if you can handle this much stuff, I was like, no, I can handle it. I can do it. I've always wanted to be in the center. And it's been these last couple of years where I feel like I've kind of had a conversion in that sense and starting to be okay with being behind the scenes. Sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes that when you don't get the recognition that you think you deserve, it's easy the first time. It's a little harder the second time, and then it just gets really hard. And it really, really forces you to lean on God. But as soon as we turn in and we become self-centered, we just hurt everyone around us. So everyone around us ends up unhappy, including ourselves. And that's what we see here at the end. Guys, that's basically the end of episode 3. This, man, at the end of the day, it's just such a good example of trying to be selfless. Like we need to, I mean, it was a good example of being selfish, but we've got to try to become more selfless. I think that's the number one thing that we need. I think this, especially the faithful. I saw this thing recently talking about how like worship music is becoming a big thing. Got people like Forrest Whitaker or something like that. I don't know. You've all heard the song if you're on social media. But he's got all these great songs. But then people realizing it's like some people are using worship music and becoming really popular and becoming super, super wealthy. And there's actually people coming out and saying that, like calling it out of like, this is wrong. Like you shouldn't do this. And it's even taking a good thing like that. And when it becomes selfish of like how much money I can make, how much I can do here, how much fame I can get, like everyone's going to know my name. Everyone's going to use my song for that TikTok dance. Everybody's going to want to come see me in concert. It just becomes something that's like, it turns from a selfless act of like leading worship at a church, leading worship at a big event for your city, whatever, like all of it's fine. But I feel like when that kind of stuff starts happening, and a good is happening, I feel like the cunning and very smart enemy comes in and can help us turn everything inward. And if he can turn everything inward and help us become more selfish, then he can take a good and make it bad real fast. He can make something bad real fast. I think it's something we got to watch out for. Just like Michael, all he had to do was pick a healthcare plan. He could have made a little bit of cuts. He could have explained he has no power in this, that there are cuts being made at the corporate level, that he chose a plan that hopefully cut the least amount, maybe a little bit from each category. And sorry to do so, but we're in tough times right now. This was maybe something that we had to do to prevent someone being laid off, which we'll see in a little bit. But he could have done that at the beginning, could have been upfront and honest with them, and it could have gone so much better. But instead it doesn't. It doesn't go so much better. And he finds himself in a hole that he's been selfish this whole time, trying to protect his own image, and he ends up just hurting everyone around him. So great episode, though. What a great episode. Dwight is my man. So great. Like, I love him and Jim's chemistry together as actors, but also just the characters. Just so funny. It just reminds me of two brothers. I imagine that if anyone has twins, that maybe they get like this sometimes, where they're just like bickering back and forth and they're like causing each other a whole bunch of craziness throughout your life, whatever. I don't know. But such a great episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that this kind of Christian perspective that St. Catherine Siena and St. John Chrysostom's quotes made sense, and that, again, this series is designed to help us look at things through a Catholic lens. So we want to be able to watch the football game and hear the commentators and hear them say something and be like, actually, like as Christians, we should think this. Like I think they do a really good job in football of like when someone gets hurt. All the Arizona Cardinals running back is on my fantasy team, but he hurt his ankle, and the team did an awesome job. They all came forward. A whole bunch of people were kneeling, a bunch of people were praying, but also what they were doing is they're shielding him. So he had this like privacy, and had this in such an extreme pain, didn't want like cameras all over him and everything. And it was just so beautiful and such great acts. I want you guys to be able to see that from a Christian perspective. I'm not an expert at it, but I'm hoping that by watching this together and doing this together, conversations in the comment section, we can continue to grow in our faith and grow our Christian lenses, that they become stronger and stronger. We're able to see everything from a Christian perspective. So that way we can avoid things we shouldn't watch, but also the things we should watch, we can see cool Christian themes within them. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. If you guys comment below the saint that was mentioned, there were two, Saint John Chrysostom and Saint Catherine of Siena. If you guys mention one of those saints in the comment section, everyone's gonna be like, why you just type the saint's name in, comment below that saint's name, and you guys will enter in to win a free shirt, giving away one every single episode of the series. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope this doesn't get copyright striked, but if it does, we may take a break from it and move into our salvation history program and get back into the theology of things. But for the time being, hopefully this one goes through, and we will see you guys on Thursday for another episode of the Holy Happy Hour. God bless.